Hello from the boatyard.
We're in Bridgeport right now at Bridgeport Boat Works, and we are currently hauled out. We'll get into why we're in the boatyard in a little bit, but first,
Let's go back to some happier times. When we saw you guys last, we were just arriving to Block Island, and we had a couple things that we really wanted to get done. Number 1 is to finally find a glass float. Number 2 is to get some waves. Would you say we were successful?
Oh yeah, baby!
Alright, coming with me. Aaron and I are kind of sticking to this little peak by ourselves. Really fun. Really fun. Nice wave. Oh yeah, that's a long one. That was so much fun.
There was a seal surfing with us, and there was a little bird surfing with us.
Some long rides too, right?
Yeah.
Block Island is home to the Glass Float Project, a unique treasure hunt that entices visitors to get out and hike in hopes of finding a glass-blown float that replicates old Japanese fishing floats. 550 of these floats or orbs are hidden on the island's trails, beaches, and public places. If you know us, you know we love a good treasure hunt, and we have hiked over 100 miles throughout the years on our time on Block Island, and so far, nothing. But we don't give up, and maybe this year's the year.
Just when you think you find something good, it's just a duck. Hi from Delaware. No glass float yet, but we're still...
You don't want to keep the duck?
No, it's for joy in other people as they walk, or let down in other people as they think it's an orb, and it's not. I want to find it. Oh gosh, you know.
Here, film me.
No, I want to find it. I don't want you to find it. Where you were walking.
Here, hold
and
this.
You said, I found it. So where did you find it? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. You were walking. You were walking. You stopped right there and you said, I found it. Ah! No way! I wouldn't have seen that. This
Jenny
is
wants to see it.
yours. You found number 538. That might have been the last one. You did so good. Are you so excited? This is yours. This isn't even mine. I can't believe you found one before I did.
But you picked it up. How cool is that?
Wow, how did you see that? Wow, you think there's any more around here?
well, we just motored all day long, not a breath of wind, and we're just pulling into the boatyard. This kind of signals the end of the summer for us in a way. The boat's got to get hauled, and we got to get this fiberglass damage done.
We got hauled like 2 hours ago. They're already taping and tenting the back of the boat and about to start grinding. Get going.
Before we go upstairs and tell you all about our insurance boats, we're here to tell you about today's video sponsor, Element.
Element is an electrolyte drink mix with everything you need and nothing you don't.
It's got no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, and no BS.
Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiencies.
We just found out about Element this year, but boy do we wish we had it back when we competed paddleboard racing, all those years of boat work, and most certainly during the Everglades Challenge.
But better late than never, and just in time for some more boat work.
Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any order.
That's a great way to try all 8 flavors, or to share them with a salty friend.
You can get yours at drinkelement.com/Tula.
That's DRINKLMNT.com/TULA.
Thank you, Element, so much for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for watching.
We mentioned to you guys a few videos ago that when the boat first arrived to us in June in Miami, it had sustained some damage during shipping, unfortunately. So ever since we got the boat in June in Miami, we've been trying to figure out how to get the shipping damage fixed. We contacted a few people in Florida, but they were either too busy or it was too big of a job for them to do, especially immediately, because we had to get it done immediately because our regular boat insurance wanted us north of Cape Hatteras by a certain time, out of hurricane zone. So getting this repair done before then and south of Hatteras really was not realistic. As we got to New England, we started exploring more options, and really it was kind of tricky to find someone. Most of the repair people with good reputations were either too busy or it was a little too big of a job that they wanted to handle. So we got 2 quotes.
Quotes we were getting were more than we bought adrenaline for.
So luckily we did have shipping insurance, so we knew that insurance was going to cover it. Little did we know how much our deductible was going to be, though.
And how much the entire process was just a giant headache. So we're going to tell you about that. We've never had an insurance claim on any of our boats before. In our minds, we kind of always expected, like on a car, something happens, you file a claim, they approve your claim, they send you money, you pay for the work to be done.
We were fully expecting to have submitted the estimate and then get the money from insurance so that we had the money in hand to pay first the deposit to the repair person and then the final invoice. And the biggest challenge for us has been
just getting money from insurance. And we just mentioned deposit. So the repair guys here, they want a 50% deposit, and they told us multiple times, your boat will not go back in the water until the whole bill has been paid, which we totally understand. I'll just tell you what happened chronologically. So the boat arrived. Billy and Scott noticed right away that it was damaged, immediately filed the claim. And then
there were some communications in the beginning, and then they were waiting on us to get an estimate. Like we told you, we had a little bit of trouble and a little bit of delay in getting that repair estimate, but we finally did. Immediately submitted it to the insurance company, and they pretty quickly actually sent a surveyor to where we were at the time to come look at the damage and from their side give their professional opinion on if the estimate was correct. Sometimes the estimate gets adjusted, sometimes not. In our case, it was not adjusted. He agreed, like, you know, that's a fair estimate. And then from that point, we were fully expecting the insurance company to write us a check so that we can go continue and get this repaired.
Once that estimate was approved, we were in communication back and forth. Okay, it's getting closer. We really need that check. Have you sent it? What information do you need from us in order for us to get that money so we can pay the deposit so they can start the repair right away so we can be on our schedule? And then they weren't really giving us like straight answers. And then all of a sudden they said, no, we're not sending it
until we provide proof of payment of what we paid. And they did agree that they would send a check for the deposit after we paid the deposit and provided proof of payment. Which in the end they did. That's already taken care of.
That was a big stress because, guys, this isn't just a couple $1,000s. This is many thousands of dollars that they just want us to fork over. We've also heard horror stories of the insurance company approving your estimate, you getting the work done, and then them saying, no, we're not sending you that money, and then the boat's stuck in the yard because the boat can't go back in the water until it's paid. And the guys at the boatyard warned us about that. Matt warned you about that, and that was very stressful to hear.
There's three main problems with this scenario that the insurance company is setting up. First off is what Sierra is saying. Laying out that amount of cash on your own is, I mean, some people it's whatever.
Hey, come on, it's chump change.
For us, it's a huge amount of money. So to lay that out and then get repaid later is just a bit stressful. Number two is exactly what the scariest thing, what Sierra is saying. There's been scenarios where in writing they've approved this repair, but they just don't pay it. And you have to fight and possibly sue to get that money. And now, if you don't have that money to pay the bill and then have the boat put in the water and use the boat, then the boat's just stuck in the boatyard. And you're actually racking up boatyard fees during that time. So number three is, because we did pay the deposit, insurance did pay us back, but there's still a big lag.
But that was also scary too, because we had an email and they sent it out, and then they said it was going to take 3 to 5 days. We waited that 5th day, still nothing. We reached out again and they said, oh no, it never sent, now we'll send it. Ooh. Some other frustrating things. We never touched this boat before it got damaged. We waited all this time and immediately we have to pay a $6,000 deductible for damage that happened not because of us. We knew there was a risk of getting the boat shipped. There's nothing we can do about it. We couldn't bring Jetty over to Vietnam. We had to just go with it. Another thing, we can't stay on the boat when it's getting repaired. So we've had to stay in an Airbnb for 3 weeks, not in a cheap area. And that's another few $1,000s that is just thrown away because we can't live in our home because of this shipping damage.
Despite all these frustrations and stressfulness and honestly distractions from trying to do what we'd really like to do with this boat and bring you guys along with us, it could be much, much worse.
The damage we had, yeah, was extensive, but we could still sail the boat.
This is a story of boats falling off these ships and just they're totaled.
Those were my nightmares when we were waiting, and then boats catching on fire,
But like,
falling off the ship.
But like you said, it was damaged, but we could still fully use the boat. Besides having to add a stern light back on and just sealing up the damage for a temporary amount of time, we were still fully able to use the boat without any hindrance at all.
Okay, so we're gonna give you guys some tips on things that we learned during this entire process. We hope you never have to deal with. It could be used in transit insurance like we had, or it could be used in any kinds of insurance. So, number one, have all of your documents and know your policy. Go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Know what your deductible is. Have the document that says what your deductible is.
That's a document we are missing, our declaration page. Honestly, we still don't have it, even though we've requested it from multiple people multiple times.
Nobody can seem to give it to us, but whatever. Just make sure you have it. Just know what your policy stands for.
Another thing in our unique situation is that our shipper, the shipping company, CMA, offered a deductible guarantee, meaning that they will cover your deductible of your insurance company in the event of a claim if you sign up with this program. That's something we're still trying to find out if our shipping agent or insurance broker or whoever got us this policy might have signed us up for, and we don't necessarily know or have the document to say it. This is something if we were aware of in the very beginning, we would have made sure we were signed up for this program. Again, just in case of a claim, our over $6,000 deductible would be paid for by the shipping company.
Number two, when that boat arrives, go through it and note any damage immediately. And hopefully you have the right person. Scott was awesome with us and he spotted things that you probably wouldn't have noticed right away, right? Notify the shipping representative.
Immediately email with notice to the shipping company and your insurance company as well. This is something that our friend Matt, who is a surveyor, had recommended to us as soon as we told him about this. The minute you spot any sort of damage or anything like that, just notify everybody in writing.
Number three, get your estimate right away. Our estimate took a little longer to get, but if you can get it right away, it will speed up the process.
Number four is following up relentlessly with all parties that need to be followed up with, whether it's a shipping company, but most likely it's the insurance company, and just stay on top of them. If you're waiting for next steps, just make sure you are emailing or calling every day if you have to. This is something else that was recommended to us, and honestly we've been bad at in the past of being the squeaky wheel, but since this process started, we have noticed that we've definitely been better at making a stink and getting things done, and it has worked. And so that's our recommendation to you. Phone call, email every single day. get in touch with important people that are your contacts and just make sure that the process is moving along and you're on their radar.
But it probably helps if your repair person has dealt with insurance companies before, because our guy here, he's been great about giving us tips and warnings and things like that he's seen in the past, so those tips have been very much appreciated. And since we've been stuck in the boatyard for 3 weeks, we got some other projects done.
Bridgeport Boatworks here isn't necessarily a do-it-yourself boatyard, which is honestly pretty new to us. But they've been letting us get a few projects done on the inside of the boat and just some little maintenance things here and there.
Something happened for the very first time today in all of our boat ownership. Somebody else painted the bottom. And I know what you're thinking, you guys just got this boat, why does the bottom already need to be painted? Well, they did test sail at 600 miles in Vietnam. We went all the way up the coast, spent all summer here, and honestly we got like 3 barnacles on the entire time, so the bottom paint was really good. But we're hauled out now. We don't plan on being hauled out for at least another year, and we were starting to see coat number 1 of the bottom paint because they had painted a different color, so we were starting to see the blue on the bows and on swim steps. We just figured since we were here, it's either pay the price to get it done or pay the price to get hauled out again. So we paid the price to get it done. It hurt a little bit. It hurt a lot. And this is actually my favorite part. So I really did like watching someone else do it. But they're doing 1 more coat tomorrow, and that's that. Yep.
Alright, a few more little things to get done and then we're pretty much ready to go back into the water as soon as they're done with the repair, which is getting done pretty quick. So super excited to be back living on the boat again, in the water and sailing.
One other main thing that we got to do, install the water maker, and we're going to show you guys all of that next week. It's its own video. Meantime, is anybody planning on going to the Annapolis Boat Show? If you use the code right on the screen here, you can get $5 off your ticket to both boat shows, the Power Show and the Sail Show.
We'll have some time in the YouTube booth at the Sailboat Show, and we'll be walking around, hanging out for at least a day at the Power Boat Show the weekend before. So either of those boat shows, you guys know we are trawler people and sailboat people, so we'll be at both of them.
Come say hi. We're really excited to see you guys. Wish us smooth sailing and no hurricanes to get there.
Sorry, this is a little bit of airing out our frustrations in a way, but hopefully other people are learning from our mistakes and our experience, and I guess that's what this is all about. I think our whole goal here in making these videos and doing what we do is to share our experiences, the real life experiences, not the
sunshine and rainbows.
This is something that's been affecting us, since we got the boat. So hopefully you could see the reality of this and it helps you learn. Anyway, in the scheme of things, we are extremely lucky. We're staying positive and this repair is almost done and we're getting ready to go back in the water. So hopefully good weather. Hopefully we see you guys in Annapolis, and either way, we'll see you next week when we install our Rain Man water maker. Yeah, thank you guys for watching as always.